What the hell is this?
You know what that is. It's a subpoena.
I signed your affidavit. You have what you need.
Did you really think you wouldn't have to testify that Bailey had an alibi?
What I didn't think was that you were going to paint me as incompetent.
We did what you should have done 12 years ago. Represent your client.
And you weren't even forming sentences when I handled this case.
Well, I'm forming sentences now, so instead of being angry, you should be thanking us for not bringing an action against you on Leonard's behalf.
Bring it on.
Georgina, you made a mistake. We're giving you the chance to fix it, whether you like it or not.
I don't give a shit what you think you're doing. I'm not here to fix it. I'm here because of this.
Then I'll see you on the stand. Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as hostile.
On what grounds? The witness hasn't even said anything yet.
On the grounds that 5 minutes ago, she told me she'd sooner deny Leonard Bailey a new trial than to risk looking incompetent.
Is this true?
Yes.
Then permission granted.
Miss Casey, when you were Leonard Bailey's public defender, did he tell you that at the time of the murders, he was in the apartment of a woman named Maria Gomez?
Yes.
Which means he not only had an alibi, he had a witness that could testify to it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then why in God's name didn't that witness ever take the stand?
Because she left town without telling anyone, right before the trial started.
Did you try to locate her?
Yes, I did.
How hard did you look?
I did my best.
The truth is you didn't look for her at all, did you?
That's not true. I did everything I could to try to find her.
But you didn't. And if you had, there would have been an alibi witness that would have told the jury that he couldn't possibly have committed those murders.
That witness was a drug addict with a prior conviction, and she would have been eviscerated on the stand.
Then why did you try to find her at all? Let me suggest an answer. You did try to find her because you knew if you did, Leonard Bailey would be found innocent. But you dropped the ball. Leonard Bailey went to death row. And you rather let him stay there than to admit the truth.
Ms. Casey, in your estimation, was Leonard Bailey innocent?
Objection, Your Honor. It calls for a conclusion.
Your Honor, they opened the door to this when they put her on the stand, and no one is more qualified to answer than his own attorney.
I'll allow it. Miss Casey?
I thought Leonard Bailey was guilty, and I still do.
Who's he?
Leonard, this is my fiancé, Mike. He used to work at the firm, and he has an idea. Let Leonard tell his story.
That's risky. We're giving them the chance to paint him as a drug user and a criminal.
They're already doing that, and they're not going to stop.
Leonard, this is as much your call as it is ours. What do you want to do?
I wanted to say my piece last time, but that lady didn't let me, so please, put me on that stand and give me a chance to say it now.
Okay.
Is the defense ready to call their next witness?
The defense calls Leonard Bailey, Your Honor. We'd also like to request that Miss Zane be permitted to question the witness.
Objection. Miss Zane is a law student, not an admitted member of the bar.
She's also been a practicing paralegal for the last 8 years.
I don't care if she was the president of the United States. She's not a lawyer, and they're laying grounds for a mistrial.
Your Honor, it's obvious Mr. Bailey's first attorney didn't care about him at all. But Miss Zane fought to have this case taken on, and she's the reason we're even here today. Which is why Mr. Bailey is simply asking that she be with him now. So unless the prosecution is so unsure of its case that he can't handle a law student, we ask that she be allowed to question the witness.
Prosecution withdraws its objection.
Then your request is granted.
I was getting high with my friend Maria. I won't deny that. But all I did to those kids was try and help them.
Help them how?
Me and Maria got hungry, so we went to get something to eat. That's when we saw them, lying there on the sidewalk, with blood all over them. When Maria, she freaked out. But I wasn't thinking, so I just ran up. I mean, they were kids, you know? They were in trouble.
So then what happened?
Well, I yelled for Maria to get help, but the boy, he was already gone. And the girl, she just kept asking for help over and over. I stayed with her. And then the police came. And the next thing you know, I was being charged with murder.
Leonard, you were married before you went to prison, weren't you?
My wife, she left me 2 years after I went away. She said she couldn't handle it anymore.
And what about your children? Do you still see them?
I haven't seen my son in over 10 years. And I hadn't seen Maya until you found her and told her I was innocent and you were going to prove it. That's her right there.
Leonard, is there something that you would like to say to her?
I lost 12 years for a crime I didn't commit. But I won't regret any of it if it ends up being the thing that got me clean and reunited with you. Because if I died, would you believe in your father did this?
She doesn't think that. She knows that you didn't hurt those kids. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we reserve the right to cross-examine the defendant, but for now, since he's claiming he knows what it feels like to be an aggrieved father, I'd like to call Victor Forrest to the stand. Thank you for agreeing to do this, Mr. Forrest. I know how difficult it must be for you. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your daughter?
What can I say? Kim was our everything. She was sweet, kind, incredible sense of humor.
She played soccer, didn't she?
Used to watch her run up and down the field. Never got tired. She just kept running, big smile on her face. She had such a beautiful smile.
It's obvious you loved her very much.
I didn't just love her, I tried to protect her. I warned her about boys, drugs. And I said, if you're ever in trouble, you call me. And the thing that gets me is, she did call that night, not to say she was in trouble, to say she was coming home.
But she never did make it home.
No, and I don't care what some junkie witness was gonna say. They found that animal standing over my little girl's body, her blood all over him. He took away my everything in one night, and he did it for money, to buy more drugs.
How do you feel about the speech he gave to the jury?
He talked about getting a second chance with his family. What about my family? Our lives were ruined that night. My little girl never even got a first chance.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Forrest, did you actually see Leonard Bailey kill your daughter?
Of course I didn't, but that doesn't
No
mean...
further questions, Your Honor. You gotta be kidding. You went to see the victim's father without telling me?
Jessica, we didn't have time and we had to know.
And like you taught Harvey and Harvey taught me, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
You're not asking for either one. You're asking me to accuse the man of obstruction of justice in open court.
Jessica, we looked the man in the eye and I'm telling you, he did it.
I don't give a shit if he did it or not. There's no way on the planet we can prove it.
We don't have to prove it if you break him on the stand.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
It's the only way.
It's not the only way, and I'm not doing it.
What are you so afraid of?
Don't you dare say that to me. That man's life is in my hands because your fiance told him not to take the deal. And if we attack the father and it backfires, we lose the jury for good and his life is over.
Jessica, this guy wants to tell everyone the truth because he's proud of it. You just need to lead him right where he's dying to go.
And what if I can't do that?
Mike has something that might help.
What are you talking about?
I'm asking if you've seen the movie A Few Good Men.